Hello, friends. Welcome back to our channel on learning data science, machine learning, and deep learning without having to code. So, we continue our journey of natural language processing. So, before I dive into some of the important concepts, I just thought I should share with you the Gartner report. Why did I pick up NLP as the first topic in my channel? 20% of the data is in structured format. It could be in the format of tables, database, Excel sheets, CSV files, where we know that which column will have what data and it has either text, strings, numbers, dates, and so on. Right? It's more easy to organize it, it's easy to store it. But 80% of the data is in the unstructured format. It could be in the forms of audio recordings, videos, call recordings, emails, spreadsheets, unstructured paragraphs. And this requires more storage space and it requires a different level of analysis to make it useful in our predictive analytics, right? So with that, let's understand some of the important terminologies relating to NLP. The first one is tokenization. It returns tokenization means whenever you have a sentence, it's broken down into words, and these words are called as tokens. You can have two tokens together, like don't is actually made up of do and not, and it would be broken down, right? N-grams, it is about breaking your sentence into number of grams. So N stands for number, grams. So if you are talking about a unigram, this sentence will be broken as each word. Tea is healthy and calming, right? When I talk about bigram, when I'm setting my n-gram equal to 2, two words are combined and those are picked up because sometimes that combination is important for the machine to understand the reference to the context. And when I set up n-gram equal to 3, which is called as trigram, it gives more context because sometimes the arrangement of words are important for analysis. So when I'm saying only T in a unigram, or T is or is healthy in a bigram, but T is healthy in a trigram, it gives a more easier context, right? So we will learn how to divide our sentences into tokens and then how to set up the n-grams for our analysis. The next important word is stop words. What are stop words? These are the words which are important in sentence formation but are not important in analysis part, like the, is, and, or, ARER. These words are not important for the analysis, but if you are reading a sentence, you require them to form a sentence. So when we are doing our text analysis, our NLP analysis, we want the stop words to be removed. If you are doing this using Python, these are the methods or functions that you call, but we are going to focus on using it without coding. So I'm just leaving it over here. In text pre-processing, we also have an important concept called as lemmatization. What is lemmatization? It is about coming to the base word, right? So if you're thinking about the word walking, the lemma or the base word for that is walk. So it helps us to go to the base word and make it easy when we are building our predictive models. So just a simple example of our same old sentence, tea is healthy and calming, don't you think? The lemma of each of the words have been listed over here. And whether is it a stop word or not has been printed out as a true or false. This I have done using Python, hence I'm not focusing on the code, but for you to understand the concept behind it, right? Then we have one more important terminology, that is POS, or it's also called as parts of speech, because when we are doing our text analysis, it's important for my machine to understand whether it's a noun or pronoun, adjective, verb, adverb, and so on. So we have built-in libraries which will do this for us, and based on it, it helps us in our further analysis, right? Why should I do lemmatization or stemming, and why should I use apply stop words on my text analysis, right? So this thing is, we want all the noise from our sentences to be removed, and this is possible when I apply or when I filter off the stop words, when I apply lemmatization or stemming on my data set, right? I'm not using stemming over here. I will keep up a separate video on what is lemmatization versus stemming, but most of the time we end up using lemmas in our text analysis, right? In this sentence, tea is healthy and calming, don't you think? The important words for us is tea, healthy, and calming. So we do not want the noise like is and don't you. These words we do not want, and we want those words to be removed, and that can be achieved by removing the stop words or filtering the stop words. The other important thing is that sometimes we have different tenses in our sentence. Example, calming, calms, calmed. We want the base word for this, that is calm, which makes it easier for us to analyze, right? And hence we apply lemmatization and stop word filtering on our text analysis when we are doing the text pre-processing before we proceed further. A word of caution, sometimes applying lemmatization and dropping the stop words can not help your model. It can go in a reverse way. So you will have to do the analysis before you proceed further. Just let's take a simple example. It's a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. It's a bad idea. No. Now here, the last one is not semantically correct, but I'm trying to tell you that when I apply filtering of stop words and I apply lemma, I'm only left with two words, that is bad idea, bad idea, bad idea. But the sentiment is different. One is positive, one is negative, and the other is a question which is coming out to be neutral. So we will learn how to handle these situations in our coming classes. Thank you.